So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with a very special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now, as you may know if you have been watching some of my previous videos, I have been grinding for a second Great One Moose here on Medved, and actually this morning on my very last run of the night, I ended up getting my second Great One Moose. I was literally just about to go to bed and was just checking a few more zones after grinding all night, and he finally showed up. So this guy took just over 30 diamonds and a couple of thousand kills, maybe 2,000 to 3,000, I didn't count exactly, but a lot shorter of a grind than my first Great One Moose, and oh my gosh. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It hasn't sunk in that this guy spawned. Like, I just had to basically pinch myself. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Same as when my first Great One spawned, my first Great One Moose. Just, wow. And it's one of my favourite fur types. It's a fabled speckled with the big typical rack. That is an amazing looking combo. He is so gorgeous. Just incredible. I honestly can't believe this happened. Just for it to happen as well, just before I was gonna go to bed, I was sort of winding down like, okay, gonna head to bed in a minute, I'll just check a few more zones, shoot a last couple of moose, and we'll leave it there until later today. And he was in literally one of those very last zones I was going to check. And this particular zone, I actually have to run back from my tent a little bit because my tent's a little bit too close. So I'll run backwards and then they'll pop in because, like I said, my tent's a little bit too close. So they don't spawn in sometimes when I just spawn in at the tent. Sometimes they're too close. And I was sort of running backwards and then he just popped in and I was like, there's no way. He just rendered in front of me. This absolute, just incredible looking animal. What a beast. He's an absolute beast. Just wow. He's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the clips in this video are taken on several different encounters with him because I spent a couple of hours just trying to get some nice close-up footage and pictures and trying to get him to go aggressive and all that good stuff. And something else worth mentioning, you may notice that the bulls that are with him, or bull, because there was one bull that spawned with him, that they change in between different clips, and that's because when I was trying to get this guy to go aggressive, the smaller ones actually would end up going aggressive, and I would practice taking my shot with the recurve on them, because I knew I wanted to take this guy with the recurve, and I was super nervous. And even though I've taken, plenty of diamonds now with the recurve, even with recurve hip shots, I was just super nervous about actually trying to get this incredible beast down because he is just absolutely stunning. And I was shaking, my heart was pounding, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And again, watching this footage back, just wow, look at the eyes on him. Those bright blue eyes is just absolutely stunning. That is why the fabled speckled is one of my favourite fur types. It is just incredibly gorgeous and just wow, what an incredible animal. I am so unbelievably grateful that this guy ended up spawning, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Such a short grind in comparison to my first Great One Moose grind, which was between 7.7 and 8,000 kills. So for this one to only be a couple of thousand kills is, so much less. But he's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm so thrilled that this guy actually spawned. But I had a nightmare trying to get him to go aggressive. So I kept, sneaking along the ground, would get really close, then run at him. That's how I normally get moose to go aggressive if I want to take them with the recurve. And that's what I was doing, and he just kept not going aggressive. But the bulls or cows with him would go aggressive, and so I was practicing my recurve shots on them, like I said, which is why you'll see a couple of different bulls. And you may, if I open my map, you may see hunting pressure and stuff. That's because I was practicing on those other bulls that were there, because I just did not want to mess this guy up, because he's absolutely just so beautiful. And on Medved as well, I think the fabled speckled looks so great. It's just like almost like snowflakes on the the black body that he has. It looks like little snowflakes. That's what the speckles remind me of. And I think that's just really cool for for this one to be on Medved. and just the size of those antlers. So my first Great One Moose had one side that was this rack and one side that was the big non-typical rack, but getting to see a full big typical rack like this, it just looks amazing. And thankfully I did get him to go fully aggressive once, and I had an amazing encounter with him. Got some pictures that I am super, super happy with. It's just amazing. Look at this guy. He's absolutely incredible. Now, at this point, I kind of got, like, a bit glitched, and I couldn't actually, like, zoom out or leave the camera mode or anything. It just wouldn't let me, and I'm not sure if that's because I was being attacked, but I couldn't do anything, so I couldn't back up so that I wouldn't get killed. So I respawned back at my tent, and you can see I've been knocked out by a moose previously. That was because I got knocked out by another one of the moose in the herd when they went aggressive. And you can see I was in multiplayer before this because I was actually doing some multiplayer hunting way earlier yesterday before I actually came in single player to do this grind. And then I had just been grinding for hours and hours and hours and hours, basically all night. And like I said, I was just about to come offline, just about to head to bed, and he finally shows up. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, am I dreaming at this point? Again, it was the same thing with my first Great One Moose. I just love the Great One Moose so much, and it never feels real. You know, the two Great One Moose I have, neither time it's felt real. Every time a Great One has shown up for me, it's been an incredibly special experience, and this is exactly the same. Getting to see him go aggressive from such, you know, being like charging at me from such a long way away because, you know, he knocked me out and then I got teleported back to my tent was so cool. Like, seeing him trot in, like, aggressive towards me, that looked amazing, and I had to include that in this video because I thought that was so cool to actually just see him aggressive, coming for me from such a long distance. I really liked that. And, you know, if he hadn't knocked me out, if I hadn't got stuck in the camera mode and crouched like I was, I wouldn't have probably got knocked out, and I probably wouldn't have been sent back to the tent like that. So I'm really grateful that that actually did happen because, yeah, that made for such a cool experience. But now we're going to actually finally try and take this guy. So you can see I'm doing my normal tactic of actually I'll do a little bit of running, then I'll crawl until they go back to calm, then I'll run again until they go attentive or alert, and then I'll get back down on the ground and crawl again. And I find that that's a decent way of actually getting quite close to animals and get quite close quite quickly. And I was trying to avoid the other bull there, that level 4, who had respawned from the couple of level 3s that I'd shot for practice. And just look at him, like the detail, you can really see it from this angle, and I know it's not the best angle as we're sneaking him from behind, but you can see like the vein lines in the antlers from where, you know, where the velvet would have grown. That's what happens in real life. You see where the velvet would have grown, and then that leaves the marks on the antlers, and you can see it on these huge paddles on this guy, and I think that's such a cool detail. I really, really love that. I think that's absolutely fantastic, getting to see those sort of vein lines. It's really, really awesome. And I've actually noticed something as well. This might be a good tip if you're trying to get really close to animals. If you can get behind them, and obviously make sure you've got the wind not blowing directly at the animal, if you can get behind them like this, I've noticed that they don't go alert anywhere near as quickly. They take a lot longer to actually notice you, which is why I wanted to sneak in behind him like that. And as you'll see, finally got up and ran at him, and then he did go alert, gave me a perfect shot with the recurve, and he does not go very far before he actually goes down. That was so cool. Actually finally taking him, I was shaking. I was so nervous. This is my first Great One with a traditional bow. I've taken a Great One with a compound before, but never, you know, the recurve or the longbow or anything like that, so this was just incredible. And obviously just taking a couple of quick pictures. Not going to spend too long now he's on the ground because of the crashes that are happening lately, so we're just going to pick him straight up. Now, unfortunately, you'll see my saved harvest pop up for a second there, and because of, you know, the saved harvest popping up and the taxing him there, the music kind of stops and restarts a couple of times, but oh, I love hearing that music. It's like, I don't know, it's almost like it's finally done, I've achieved my goal sound, and I absolutely love it. And you will have noticed my save harvests were just diamond moose that I haven't taxed yet, so yeah, that's all from this grind. You know, so many diamond moose I have shot in, you know, both the first grind and the second grind. And finally, we have the second Great One moose, fabled speckled, 661.81 kgs, 260.49 score. Oh, he's incredible. He's just incredible. What an absolutely amazing animal. I am so fortunate and grateful and lucky and without words I was when this happened. I just couldn't believe it. The relief of, making the shot, that's huge because, when a great one shows up, it's the excitement of, oh my gosh, a great one, and then also the anxiety and the pressure of, you got to make the shot, you got to make a good shot, and as you can see, the 700 grain arrows, performing as they normally do, absolutely just shredding him. From the lung all the way back into the intestines, he did not stand a chance against that recurve arrow. And at 10.06 meters, a really nice close shot, which is exactly what I wanted. I really wanted to take a Great One moose while it was actually aggressive, so I was trying really hard to actually get this guy to go aggressive again so that I could, actually take him with the recurve while he was aggressive. But after the first attempt where he, really properly went aggressive, the other attempts, he'd go aggressive for a few seconds and then run off. And it took a long time to actually get him to go aggressive in the first place. So, I wanted that one attempt where he actually went fully aggressive for the first time. I wanted to take pictures because, again, it's hundreds of hours of work, and I like to spend some time and get some nice pictures of these animals. It's good for, obviously, for thumbnails, but I like using them as wallpaper backgrounds and stuff because they're gorgeous to look at. And Medved's a beautiful map, and for me that's inspiration to, maybe go for another one or go, for something else on another grind, because this, to me, is such an incredible thing. It never gets old for me with Great Ones. I do not take this for granted. I know I'm incredibly lucky. And wow. I am so happy about this. I couldn't be more stoked. I really couldn't be. I couldn't stop shaking. The first time I saw him and got close to him and he spooked off after I'd taken some pictures, I went to try and calm down, I'd just go and spot some other moose while I was waiting, and I just couldn't stop shaking. I just couldn't. I was so nervous about making the shot, even though, like I said, I've made that shot with the recurve on so many diamonds and stuff, but I was still so nervous about messing this guy up. I really didn't want that to happen, and I'm so relieved that everything went well. It couldn't have gone better, really. I'm just so stoked. And this rack is incredible. Like I said, the first Great One moose that I had one side of this rack, but actually getting to see it even and those big curling tines, it's an incredible looking set of antlers. Just amazing. And that fur, like I said, it's almost like a pure black moose with the snow on it, with the snow and the snowflakes. That's what it reminds me of, and that's why it's one of my favourites. And of course those blue eyes that just go so perfectly with it. It's just amazing looking. I can't believe it. I'm so grateful. So grateful for the opportunity to actually take this guy and to make this video and, everything that goes along with it. I'm really, really thankful. The grind has been worth it. And, even though the first grind took a lot of kills, and then, this grind wasn't exactly a short grind, it was a lot shorter than the first, but it was still, a bit of a decent grind. It's just so worth it. And I've put this guy in the centre of the lodge just to show him off, and I love this pose, especially in this particular spot. The light hits the antlers in just such a way that this just looks so majestic to me. And you'll notice my lodge is looking a kind of bare. I'm still working on putting my ultimate lodge back together. This is going to be a lodge of my favourite rares, my favourite diamonds, just my all-time favourite trophies. And with the new map coming and stuff, I haven't got around to actually putting all of my favourite trophies back in here, but I had to come and put this guy straight in the lodge because, wow, he is just absolutely stunning. I can't get over it. I'm going to stare at him in the lodge for a long time, like I did with my first Great One moose. To say I have 2 Great One moose now is amazing. And I'm going to be honest with you, might shoot a few more moose and just see what happens. Because, it's just, that happens every time. I'm like, okay, once I've got this one, I'll be done with moose. And then it's like, yeah, but that was really cool, and you know, maybe I shoot a few hundred more and another one shows up. You never know. It's addictive, or at least it is for me. I find these experiences so incredible, and it is an experience. It's not just about the trophy and, you know, putting it in the lodge. It's about, you know, spotting him. It's about getting close to them and really appreciating how cool these things are. I just love every aspect of that. And it really, really means so incredibly much to me. And I hope that comes across, because I can't even fully express it, I don't think, how much these animals and these experiences mean to me. It's my absolute favourite thing. And it gets me so excited to come back and keep playing this game. And, you know, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what the next trophy's going to be. And that's the thing I absolutely love about this game. And that's what I love about the Great Ones, because they are hard to find. And especially with things like the moose and, you know, having the combinations. It's the same with the bears. You never know what fur type you're going to get. Same with the moose. You never know what combination of antlers and fur you're going to get. And that to me is so incredibly exciting. That's why I absolutely love the Great One Moose. Having the random combinations of antlers and a fabled fur, I think is fantastic. They're definitely my favourite Great One. And I absolutely love them. And I'm so thrilled that I get to make this video today and actually share this with you all. And yeah, I can't believe it happened. What an amazing, amazing experience. I am absolutely chuffed to bits. I couldn't be happier. But that is going to be it for this video, so I really hope you have enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. I'm probably off to shoot maybe a few more moose, and also go and look for the last couple of diamonds that I need in the game. But yeah, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over it. I still don't feel like this is real, and yeah, wow, I can't really believe it. But yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.